The inauguration of Donald Trump as President of the United States for a second non-consecutive term has sent ripples of anticipation and anxiety through the volatile landscape of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Nowhere is this more palpable than in the occupied West Bank, where the future of Israeli settlements hangs in the balance. Trump's return to the White House after a 4-year hiatus has rekindled hopes among Israeli settlers for a more favorable U.S. policy towards their aspirations for annexation. The past few years have witnessed a dramatic surge in settlement construction, with over 500,000 Israelis now residing in these communities scattered across the West Bank. This expansionist drive has further complicated the already intractable conflict, deepening Palestinian resentment and fueling international condemnation. The question on everyone's mind is whether Trump's second presidency will embolden the Israeli right wing's push for annexation, and what implications this might have for the prospects of a two-state solution. The international community watches with bated breath as the stage is set for a new chapter in this decades-long saga. The return of familiar faces to the White House, including key figures who championed pro-settlement policies during Trump's previous term, has only heightened these concerns. The appointment of an ambassador to Israel known for his staunch support of settler claims has further fueled speculation about a potential shift in U.S. policy. As the world grapples with the implications of Trump's return, the West Bank stands as a microcosm of the larger Israeli-Palestinian conflict, its fate inextricably linked to the decisions that will be made in Washington in the coming months and years. The stakes are incredibly high, with the possibility of escalating tensions and violence looming over the region. The international community, already grappling with numerous crises, faces the daunting task of navigating the complexities of this conflict and urging restraint from all parties involved. The coming months will be crucial in determining whether Trump's second presidency will bring about a peaceful resolution or further entrench the existing divisions in this highly contested land. For many Israeli settlers residing in the West Bank, Trump's return to power signifies a beacon of hope for their long-held aspirations of annexing the territory they call by its biblical names, Judea and Samaria. They view Trump as a staunch ally, someone who understands and sympathizes with their deep-rooted historical and religious claims to the land. Sandra Barras, a resident of the settlement of Ariel, embodies this sentiment. "This land was promised to us by God," she asserts, her voice filled with conviction. "We have a right to be here, to build our homes and raise our children in this land that is rightfully ours." Barras, like many settlers, dismisses the international community's condemnation of settlements as biased and ill-informed. They argue that their presence in the West Bank is not an obstacle to peace, but rather a return to their ancestral homeland, a fulfillment of a biblical prophecy. They point to the archaeological evidence of ancient Jewish communities that once thrived in the region, using it to bolster their claims and legitimize their presence. The Trump administration's recognition of Jerusalem as Israel's capital and its declaration of Israeli sovereignty over the Golan Heights during his previous term have only emboldened these beliefs. Settlers see these actions as precedents, as validation of their own claims to the West Bank. They believe that Trump, unlike his predecessors, understands the historical and religious significance of the land and is willing to stand by Israel's side, even in the face of international pressure. For them, Trump represents a departure from what they perceive as years of appeasement and concessions. Their hope is that his second term will usher in an era of unwavering support for their cause, leading to the eventual annexation of the West Bank and the realization of their dream of a united Israel, encompassing all the territories they consider their biblical birthright. They view this as a just and righteous outcome, one that will rectify historical wrongs and secure their future in a region fraught with uncertainty and danger. The settlers' perspective is deeply rooted in faith, history, and a sense of belonging, making it a complex and emotionally charged issue that defies easy solutions. the expansion of Israeli settlements in the West Bank has sparked a heated debate over its legality under international law. The international community, with few exceptions, views these settlements as a violation of the Fourth Geneva Convention, which prohibits an occupying power from transferring its civilian population into occupied territory. The United Nations Security Council has repeatedly condemned settlement activity, passing resolutions that deem it a flagrant violation of international law and a major obstacle to the achievement of a just, lasting, and comprehensive peace. However, Israel has consistently rejected these assertions, maintaining that the West Bank is not occupied territory, but rather disputed land. They argue that the Jewish people have historical and religious claims to the region, citing biblical texts and archaeological evidence to support their stance. The Israeli government contends that the settlements are not illegal, but rather a reflection of the historical and biblical connection between the Jewish people and the land. Furthermore, Israel argues that the Oslo Accords, signed in the 1990s, did not explicitly prohibit settlement construction, but rather deferred the issue to future negotiations. This legal ambiguity has allowed successive Israeli governments to justify their continued expansion of settlements, citing security concerns and the need to accommodate natural population growth. The appointment of far-right politicians like Bezalel Smotrich, who openly advocates for annexation, to key ministerial positions in the current government has raised further concerns about Israel's commitment to a two-state solution. The clash between international law and Israel's interpretation of its historical and religious claims lies at the heart of this intractable conflict. This legal impasse has fueled the cycle of violence and mistrust, making it increasingly difficult to find common ground for a peaceful resolution. The international community faces the daunting task of upholding international law while navigating the complexities of this deeply entrenched conflict. Back in 2017, President Trump made a significant move by recognizing Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. This decision marked a dramatic shift in U.S. policy. It was controversial, to say the least, and sparked a mix of reactions across the globe. Fast forward to 2020, Trump brokered the Abraham Accords, normalizing relations between Israel and several Arab nations. This was hailed as a historic achievement by some, while others criticized it for sidelining the Palestinian issue. Trump's actions in the region have undeniably left a lasting impact, influencing the dynamics of Middle Eastern politics even today. His legacy in the region is still a subject of intense debate and analysis. The potential impact on regional stability is, well, a matter of significant concern. As tensions rise, the balance of power in the Middle East could shift dramatically. This situation, no doubt, has far-reaching implications for neighboring countries and the broader international community. Amidst the turmoil, there are voices of hope and despair. Many people from all walks of life express their fears, their dreams, and their aspirations for peace. It's a poignant reminder of the human element at the heart of this conflict. Some hold on to hope, believing in a future where reconciliation is possible. Others, unfortunately, are gripped by despair, seeing no end to the cycle of violence. Under a Trump administration, several possible scenarios could unfold. The administration's policies might lead to increased support for Israel, potentially escalating tensions with Palestine and other neighboring states. Alternatively, there could be efforts to broker a new peace agreement, though the path to such an outcome is fraught with challenges. The international community will be watching closely, as these developments could redefine the geopolitical landscape of the region. The future remains complex and unsettled. The road ahead is uncertain, filled with both potential opportunities and significant risks. As the situation evolves, the world will be looking for signs of progress, hoping for a resolution that brings lasting peace and stability to the region. Yet the challenges are immense, and the journey towards a peaceful future is anything but straightforward.